Let's be real. Families today are facing battles that no one talks about. The quiet distance between siblings, the cold silences between spouses, the stress that seeps into every corner of the home. And what do most people do? They scroll, they vent, they hope it'll all just magically go away. But what if I told you the answer isn't in fixing each other? It's in inviting something greater into the center. Here's the hard truth. Love without God falls apart. Unity without divine guidance? It's temporary. That's where Psalm 115 comes in. Not just as ancient poetry, but as a blueprint for restoring what's been lost. While the world chases solutions in noise and nonsense, this psalm offers a counterintuitive key. Put God back where he belongs, and everything else finds its place. In this powerful prayer, you'll not only hear words, you'll feel them. You'll pray for your family like never before. You'll declare love over conflict, peace over tension, and purpose over confusion. And the best part? You won't be doing it alone. Angels are already standing by. Curious how that works? Let's walk through it together. There's something extraordinary about pausing your day, even for just a moment, to breathe in the sacred. When someone opens Psalm 115, they're not just reading words on a page. They're stepping into a conversation with the Almighty. This isn't just about reading the Bible, it's about letting it read you. And right there, in the contrast between lifeless idols and a living God, lies a power we often overlook. While man-made things promise much but deliver nothing, our God is alive, attentive, and full of grace. Some people chase after silver, gold, or applause, thinking those things will fill the void. But here's the thing, none of it speaks, hears, or helps. Angels don't gather around wealth, they gather around God's presence. That's why this prayer, rooted in Psalm 115, isn't a ritual, it's a declaration. A line drawn between false hope and true deliverance. Families struggling, hearts aching, dreams fading. This prayer speaks directly to those situations. So, what if today was different? What if instead of hoping for change, you invited it in? That's what this message is all about. Letting go of what doesn't work and leaning into what does. You don't have to have it all figured out. Just show up with an open heart. Because in this moment, as you listen and pray, something begins to shift. And that, my friend, brings us to a crucial step. Before diving deeper, let's do something simple but powerful. Take a moment, think of your family. Picture their faces, their laughter, even their struggles. Now, head to the comments and write down your name and the names of your loved ones. Why? Because there's something about calling them out in prayer that moves angels into action. It's not superstition, it's faith in motion. Think about it like this. When someone's name is spoken in prayer, it's like sending up a flare to heaven. It's saying, God, I'm not forgetting them. Cover them too. And when others read those names, they might pray as well. You never know who's silently lifting your family before the Lord. That's the beauty of shared faith. It multiplies strength. So go ahead and write those names down, even if your fingers hesitate, even if you feel silly or unsure. Because this act of courage, this small step of belief, opens spiritual doors. Let your family's story be soaked in prayer, because what we do next builds upon this very act. Now, let's talk about something that might seem small, but it's actually a big deal. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button and turn on the notifications. I know, it's easy to think, I'll do it later. But think of it like this. Staying connected to words of faith is like keeping your lamp lit when the night feels long. Every time you support this space, you're helping build a place where the Bible comes alive and people are reminded they're not alone. It's not just another channel. It's a lifeline for someone out there. One click can help this prayer reach a mom struggling with her kids, or a husband praying for peace at home. Real lives, real prayers, real impact. Plus, when you like the video and leave a comment, you're not just engaging, you're sowing. And you never know how God can multiply what feels like a small act. So go on, be part of something bigger. Because what comes next? It's where the power of Psalm 115 truly begins to speak. As the prayer begins, the words of Psalm 115 aren't just read, they resonate. Not unto us, O Lord, not unto us, but to your name give glory. That opening line alone, it flips the spotlight. It reminds us that the miracles, the answered prayers, the peace we seek, it's all about God's hand at work, not ours. This psalm draws a clear line. There's a difference between man-made idols and a living, breathing, miracle-working God. Throughout the verses, there's a sharp contrast, one that's impossible to ignore. The idols have mouths but don't speak, eyes but don't see. They're powerless. And yet, how often do people trust in things just as empty? Status, money, control. Psalm 115 pulls back the curtain. It says, "Stop trusting the hollow and trust the holy." The Bible isn't poetic fluff, it's a wake-up call. And then the promise kicks in. The Lord has been mindful of us. He will bless us. That's not a maybe. That's assurance. Families, the brokenhearted, those who feel forgotten. It's all here. This psalm says, you matter. You're seen. You're not alone. And with each line, faith grows. Because what we do next isn't just talk. It's action. It's prayer. It's intercession. And now, the prayer flows from the heart, raw, real, and deeply intentional. The orator begins to intercede, not just with pretty words, but with conviction. Lord, heal the families torn apart by arguments too old to remember. Break the chains of addiction that have haunted generations. Touch that teenager crying behind closed doors. It's not a general blessing. It's targeted spiritual surgery. You can almost feel the angels moving, the way the room changes when someone prays like they mean it. There's no rushing here, just a sacred pause. God, step into their living rooms, their kitchens, their quiet moments of despair. Bring peace where there's shouting, love where there's silence. This is where heaven meets the pain of earth. And for anyone listening, this isn't background noise. It's an invitation to agree, to believe, to join in. Because while one person prays out loud, countless others are praying silently, and that multiplies power. And yet, the prayer isn't done. It builds, it deepens, and it turns towards something every home longs for. Now the orator leans in, heart full, voice steady. Father, bless this home. It's more than words, it's a covering. A spiritual shield placed over each listener's house. Not just the walls and the roof, but the atmosphere inside, the tension at dinner, the tears behind locked doors, the unspoken fears that hang in the air. That's where the blessing is aimed. They ask that angels surround every room, that the Bible's promises light up every corner. Let your peace take up residence. Let laughter return to the kitchen. Let hugs become easier, and forgiveness feel natural again. It's not a fantasy. It's a spiritual reality just waiting to be invited in. And when one person believes, that spark can ignite a whole family. Protection, unity, love, those aren't just wishful ideas. They're gifts God longs to give. But we've got to open the door. And that's what this moment is about. One heart saying, "Yes, Lord, come in." And while that blessing settles, there's one final thing left to do. As the prayer winds down, the orator smiles gently and says, "Now take a deep breath and say it with me. Thank God." There's something powerful about those two words. They're not just a sign-off. They're a spiritual anchor. No matter what's still undone, unspoken, or uncertain, gratitude plants faith where fear once stood. And yes, angels respond to gratitude like flowers to sunlight. They remind you that this isn't the end, it's the beginning. A seed has been sown in your life and in your home. Keep watering it. Keep praying. Keep returning to the Bible for direction and peace. Even if things don't change overnight, something inside you already has. And that's how breakthroughs begin, quietly, deeply, and steadily. Before you go, don't keep this to yourself. Share this prayer. Send it to a friend who needs peace in their marriage or to someone whose child is struggling. Let this blessing ripple out. And remember, you're never walking alone. The next step? Well, it's just around the corner. Now that you've walked through this prayer, let it go beyond just a moment. What if this is the shift your family's been waiting for? What if unity, peace, and real love aren't just possible, but already on the way because you dared to pray? Seriously, how would your home feel if you started every day with this kind of spiritual focus? Ask yourself, what can you change starting today? Could you pray with your spouse tonight? Could you bless your kids before they walk out the door? Could you turn conflict into compassion just by choosing faith over frustration? It's the small things, the repeated prayers, the steady trust. That's what builds a house on solid ground. If this message stirred something in you, don't let it fade. Hit that subscribe button, activate notifications, and stay close. We're building something here, one prayer, one breakthrough at a time. And you're a vital part of it. So come back, grow deeper, and watch what happens when faith becomes a daily rhythm.